Thank you all for coming. The inquiry is from me, Gundul, the Dark Wizard. The disturbance location is there. I sense a sinister force behind that door, deep into the dark ruins of Barad-Dur. You consult your mystic insight. After unsheathing the talisman from your person, you reverently move it into the light, where its murmurs are clearly heard by your ear. It says, "Gird your loins. Evil devices lie in wait." Here, I brought these supplies to aid this investigation. Please add them to your inventory. With a serious and experienced eye, you examine Gundul's provisions. Empty bottles. You never know their use until you actually need them. Chalk for marking unknown corridors as visited areas. 3 moderately used torches to light the way. A set of lock-picking tools for the unexpected and uncooperative chests and doors. And the ever-needed tool by any dungeon delver, 50 foot of rope, times 2. I am what is called old school. I believe that exploration parties like this work best if they know the capabilities of their fellow adventurers. Here, take a look at my capabilities as the Dark Wizard of the Order of the Eye. There will be no fireballs stretching from my fingertips, and its use is highly ill-advised, as such a spell in unknown labyrinths and dungeons can prove fatal to everyone, including the venturing party. I remember there was once a young mage who accidentally killed his whole party with such an act. He somehow survived. And you know how he was viewed by the town that hired him, by his mage council, and by the families of his now deceased party? That will not be my story. The problem at hand is that door. There are dozens of spells placed upon it. It requires a fold of spellcasters to break each barrier, and we frankly do not have the time to convince other wizards to abandon their projects for this one. For even now, as we stand here, we are being watched from the shadow. Fear not, though, for they will only strike once we have opened this door. For they, who are evil, are drawn to the evil power I sense within. While half the party frantically takes defensive positions, Gundul slowly encircles the camp. With each step, he drops amber-colored dust and bellows a monotone utterance. Turning your attention to the magical wooden barrier before you, you unfold the lockpick and attempt to breach the door. I sense a sinister force behind that door, deep into the dark ruins of Barad-Dur. As your fingers tire and frustration swells within you, you feel the gentle warm glow from the onyx skeleton key on your person. Pausing to stare at the key in wonder, you refocus and apply this mysterious key to the door. The door opens. Quickly, inside, a militia Mtego. The party pours inside a pitch-black narrow corridor. The only flickering light is what is emanating from the campfire behind. As you gaze to that fire, you see what appears to be an army of blood moon vampires rising from the shadows. By flight, by foot, and through blood-curdling shrieks, wave after wave charge at the door. As each vampire pierces the veil of Gundul's spell, they silently vanish into thin air. Astonished by this feat, you ask Gundul, where is the spell sending them? Some time ago, I journeyed into the heart of Mount Doom. There, I marveled at its searing lava lakes. But quickly, light your torches before another evil springs upon us in this dark. The lit torches travel but a mere 4 feet from its light barrier. Similar to the door, I sense dozens of spells lining this corridor. They are darkness spells, which diminish any light and the use of dark vision within this space. Bring your torches to me. I can attempt to ensure that the little light we have does not expire. The corridor seems to bend in unnatural fashions. It narrows as it descends, providing a slight chill to the air. The deep breathing of your party members is the only sound detected by your ears. This place is as still as a tomb, comments one of your hired swords. Stale dust fills your nostrils with a faint aroma of something rotten, or perhaps decomposing. With a mighty resolve, you attempt to venture forward into the dark. You consult your mystic insight. After unsheathing the talisman from your person, you reverently move it into the light, where its murmurs are clearly heard by your ear. It says, "Gird your loins. Evil devices lie in wait." One hour of a slow march through unnatural twists in the black corridor has passed, and you have now reached the end of its line. Before you is a sharp drop. The corridor extends no more, but the magical darkness continues to persist, limiting your vision to 4 feet beyond your torch. A member of your party pulls a crystal sphere from your backpack. This now useless orb previously played the spectral reenactment of Venger's now foiled plan. With her arm extended over the edge, she releases the sphere into the chasm. 3 seconds later, you hear the faint crunch of it hitting ground. "It's about 30 feet, she whispers. Of the 3 torches, Your party decides to drop one into this hole. When it hits the ground, it illuminates a patch of vegetation. The party discusses its options and then affixes one rope's end to a protruding rock. Slow and steady, each party member descends down the rope. Thank you all for coming. The inquiry is from me, Gundul, the Dark Wizard. The disturbance location is there. I can sense a great evil disturbance down into the dark ruins of Barad-Dur. Collecting the third torch reveals that this is no pit. The drop from the black corridor has led you to a chamber that stands 30 feet wide. I see 4 paths leading from here, echoes one voice from the torches. I, responds another. Your vision begins to cloud from a fine dust rising from the floor. You lower your torch and you peer downward. You are standing in a freshly trampled mushroom patch. The room's air is clouded with spores. Your lungs seize and you cough erratically as tears fill your eyes. Roughly brushing your eyes with your gauntlet, you hear Gundul say, "Calm yourselves." You turn toward his direction and see him relaying the same message to 3 tunnel orcs standing close to your position. As you draw your weapon, you frantically turn about to give orders to your party, but through the magical darkness, you only see 2 members near you. One tunnel orc drops its torch and draws its blade. Another orc yells, "Attack!" You consult your mystic insight. After unsheathing the talisman from your person, you reverently move it into the light, where its murmurs are clearly heard by your ear. It says, "Gird your loins. Evil devices lie in wait." I warned each of you to calm yourselves. The mushrooms released a spore that contained an hallucinogen into the air. You were all battling each other. Please contemplate this while the ice melts. While the party bandages each other from group-inflicted wounds, you have an idea. Opening the 2 jars from your inventory, you stuff them with mushrooms growing from the chamber floor. You think these would make great projectiles for causing confusion. Your party nods at your efforts. With torches in hand, 2 members get up to scout the 4 pathway entrances. Gundul comes over to you with a map he has been doodling. I cannot detect the location of the evil source. I just know that it is down here. I also believe that choosing an incorrect path will prolong this perilous expedition. You both pause and turn your eyes outward, looking for the 2 other torches. One adventurer is peering into the darkness of the leftmost path. The other adventurer arrives at the 3rd archway after leaving the 2nd path. Shortly after, a 4th torch appears where he was standing. He jogs back to the group and says, "The 3rd corridor has sconces lining its walls. It might be the way we want to go." You discuss this discovery with Gundul. Suddenly, the chamber is breached by a blood-curdling yell. You whip your neck around to see the first torch hit the ground as its bearer's body is absorbed by a shapeless mound of black ooze. The smell of burning flesh fills the room as the screams are now silenced by the stealth blob that slowly creeps its way toward the party. 2 arrows are loosed into this pudding, only to see the arrow shafts disintegrate from the ooze's acidic composition. I sense a sinister force behind that door, deep into the dark ruins of Barad-Dur. Acid spray scars your armor, and your weapon shows signs of instant corrosion with each strike against this ooze. Your party is bewildered on how to hurt this creature, as it shows no sign of injury. An adventurer sprints forward and lands a mighty blow into the creature, cleaving it in half. Withdrawing his weapon as the ooze's acid burns it, the party is shocked to see that this action duplicated the creature. 2 black oozes now encroach upon the party. A party member drops her backpack and pulls out an oil flask. She frustratedly holds the flask over the torch, but the flask does not light. Gundul then darts to the 3rd corridor, grabs the torch from its sconce, and tosses it on the ground before the first block. Seeing this action, she hurls the flask at the torch and it shatters, creating an instant blaze of fire. As the creature emits a shriek, a 3rd black ooze enters the chamber from the 2nd corridor. You consult your mystic insight. After unsheathing the talisman from your person, you reverently move it into the light, where its murmurs are clearly heard by your ear. It says, "Gird your loins, evil devices lie in Quickly, everyone get into the third corridor and light all the sconces at once. The party pours through the archway. Even before the wall sconces were lit, the black oozes stop their pursuit a few feet from the corridor. I believe they will wait there until we come out.